Good morning. It is Thursday, February the 1st, 2018. And while I'm waiting for my chat to pop up, let me remind you, my name is Angie Atkinson. And on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we will just get going. Now, as you guys probably know, I always like to start out on Thursdays by talking about what we're grateful for. So let's do that. So today, as always, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for my family, my home, my office, my business manager, Melina, all the people in my life, all of the wonderful things, situations, all the things. I would also like to add that I am grateful for perspective and the ability to change it because that, in my opinion, can change your entire life. So let's talk about it. Tell me what you're grateful for today. Let's get going. Good morning, my two cents. Shannon O'Brien, Biznor. Hey, hey, hey. Shannon, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to mod you. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to do anything at all, but if you happen to notice a troll while you're around, just kick him out. All right. Anyway, hello, Angel on Fire. Hello, Hope. Good morning, everybody. So talk to me. Tell me what you're grateful for today. What makes your heart sing? What makes your life feel good? Shannon is grateful for her safe home with deadbolt locks and living in the USA with rule of law. Yeah, that is a very good thing for sure. Sansu Wellness is here. Good morning, beautiful. She says, good morning. I am so thankful to have a vehicle to get to and from my appointments, in which I have to leave now to one of them. Well, good luck to you, my friend, and I will see you soon. Take care. Big hugs and love to you, Sue. Let's see here. Will Jim is here. Says Will's here. Well, hello, Wills. How you doing? I feel like all my stuff is messed up today. I'm glad to see you, and I welcome you to our morning chat. Good morning, Colleen Nelson. She says, good morning. Grateful for the good info and books that are helping me get through this. Yeah, I understand completely. When I first started in this issue, when I first started to recognize what I was going through, I didn't have any of that stuff. And that's part of the reason I do what I do now, so that I can help other people who have been or are in the same situation. I find it to be therapeutic for myself as well as I move forward. So that's awesome. Biz Noor is here. I already said hello to her, but let me talk to her. She says she's grateful for her kitty. I should have mentioned I'm also grateful for my kitties. And she says she's grateful for healthy food, clean water, a place to live, a car to drive, all important things. And I'm grateful for all those things as well. Cheryl Wooster's here. Good morning, Cheryl, and welcome back. She says, I am thankful for 4 glorious days of a scrapbooking crop. Oh, that sounds fun. Being creative away from my narc. Oh, that's amazing. I'll tell you something. I have been dreaming, not that I want to be away from my family, but I've been dreaming about having like a full weekend or week even where I could just go create content and do all the things I want to do. But that's really cool. Congratulations on that. I'm hearing you on the 4 days. That's awesome. All right, let's see here. We have Cheryl. Angel on Fire is grateful for beautiful days. I love it. Andrea Christensen is here. Good morning, Andrea, and welcome back. Good morning, Lily and Cynthia. Welcome back. And Ms. Ruby, welcome back. She says, shine on, Angie. Shine on. Love it. Ashley Thrasher in the house says, what up, fam? Hey, Ashley, how you doing, honey? Hope you're feeling well today. Madeline Gutierrez, my beautiful friend. Oh, guess what, girl? You're about to get modded too. Is is here. She says, good morning, Angie and Roomies. Good morning, Miss Madeline. Roomy. She says, I'm grateful for everyone in here, that I could breathe, for my health, my home, my car and food and refridge, and my puppy that keeps me company. I love it. Love it. Paul McMurrin in the house says, loves right back at you, Mr. Paul. How are you doing today? I hope you're feeling well. And let's see, where was I? Maura DeLuca says, good morning. Good morning, Miss Maura. How are you today? Happy to have you back. Hope is here. She says, I'm grateful for having a positive attitude and the drive to be more independent. All good stuff. Miss Hope, all good stuff. Marcy Torres is back. Good morning, Marcy. She says, good morning. I'm so thankful for my home, my kids. I'm born here and my school. All good things. All good things. Rose Hargrove is grateful for me. Thank you, Miss Rose. I'm grateful for you as well. And this group. as am I, and the house she lives in, her education, and especially grateful for her son, even with his problems. You know what? And I think that's something that is incredibly um, important to remember, that even when things aren't perfect, we can try to find a way to be grateful for them. And sometimes when we're grateful for those things that aren't perfect in a positive way, it can help us to create more positivity and draw more to ourselves. So I love that, Rose. Maura DeLuca says she is thankful for her glasses and her contacts because she's blind. Yeah, I hear you, Maura. I used to have 20/20 vision, but something happened and well, I guess years happened. And over time, I need my glasses now. It's no good, but whatever. And Andrea Christensen says she's feeling very frustrated. Her anxiety is causing issues, too much certain kinds of attention from guys. I'm going to mess this up. Okay. Deep breath. I get it. It happens. Guys are, and I'm sure that the men could relate on certain levels, but the way that men approach women is different than the way that women approach men. And sometimes it can be overwhelming, especially when we've been in a relationship with a narcissist, Andrea, because you're not used to that kind of attention, or you're used to it, but you're angry about it. And so when you get that kind of attention out in the world, various things can happen. So tell me, where's the anxiety coming from, and what kinds of specific issues are we talking about? I get the attention thing, and I get feeling really irritated and annoyed by it, but what is it specifically for you, Andrea, that is causing this? Talk to me, tell me what's going on so I can try to help you feel better and do better. Maura, oops, dang it, I hate that my chat keeps rolling down on me without my permission. Maura says, oh wait, where was Maura? Classes. Okay. Maura says grateful for y'all, her daughter, family, friends, job, vehicle, clothing, coffee, and a possible vacation on the horizon. You totally need that. Do it, girl. Dimitri is here. Hello, Dimitri. Says, hi. Hello. How you doing? Leanne LaRoe is here. Hello, Leanne, and welcome. She says, good morning. I'm grateful for having I can't talk, for having another day with my family, my friends, and my new little granddaughter. Congratulations. That is awesome. Maura DeLuca says, Angie, have you heard from Eddie? No, that's a great question. No, I haven't. Has anyone heard from him? I hope he's okay. M. Wilk is back. Welcome back. M. Wilk says, good morning. I'm grateful for a new day. And Mandy Lewis is here. Good morning, Mandy. How are you? She says, and welcome, by the way. She says, hi, Angie. I'm grateful for my new apartment finally on my own. Thanks, Angie. Oh, my gosh, Mandy. That is a beautiful thing. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. Hands up for Mandy, y'all. Hope says, thank you so much, Hope. And back at you, girl. She says, Angie, thank you for your videos. They help me out a lot. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Ms. Maddie, thank you so much. She says she'll help me out in any way that she can. I hope you don't mind that I modded you. I need a couple of people in here just in case that I know are, that have been with me a while, that I don't expect you to be the next Malta, but I am thrilled that you are willing to help. If you happen to notice a spammer, throw them out. That's all I need you to do. Thank you so much. Ms. Ashley Thrasher is grateful for span. Oh, as am I. It's a good thing. Andrea says fear of getting hurt, and she doesn't want to be used. Now, I totally get that. Here's the thing, Andrea. Obviously, you're a beautiful woman. Obviously, you're not hurting for attention from dudes. So my suggestion is that you get very, very selective, and that you recognize the level of. See, the narcissists, they do this thing to us. They tear us all down and they make us feel like we're ugly and terrible and everything's wrong with us. And then when we get out in the world again and people are like, hey, girl, hey, we're like, what? What are you talking about? The point is that what these dudes are doing for you inadvertently, besides making you feel uncomfortable and weird about stuff, is they're showing you that, in fact, you are attractive and you do have a lot to offer. Now, with that being said, you won't let yourself be used if you become incredibly selective. Be very selective. Be high standards. And listen, don't rush. You've got time. Excuse me. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to sort of get your arms around yourself first. Then start thinking about it. What are your thoughts on that? What are you feeling right now when I tell you that? Facero says, I'm feeling not good enough. Welcome to our morning chat, Facero, and talk to me about that. What makes you feel not good enough? Is it because of what you went through with the narcissist? Did they tear your self-esteem down? And, I spent literally most of my life feeling not good enough. I want you to know that. There are lots of things about me that are definitely far from perfect. However, what I have done, what I have started to change about myself really is I've started to change the way that I perceive myself. You have to start by focusing on the things about yourself that you love, not the things you don't love. If there are things about yourself that you don't love, then create a plan of action to change what you can. And what you can't change, just love it anyway. Look, I've had 3 kids by C-section. So my lower tummy is icky, I think. I mean, it's not that bad, but there's a little scar, you know what I mean? And it's not as cute as some people's lower tummy. And so like I could just dwell on that all the time and feel really, really sad about it and be embarrassed and all this other stuff. But instead, I just choose to focus on all the other stuff that I have that's good and not dwell on that one little thing. I mean, there are lots of other little things, trust me, but I'm not going to sit here and list them out for you because I'm not going to dwell on those things. I'm going to focus on what I can control. I'm going to focus on what I want, not what I don't want. And that's what you should be doing as well, F. Sarah. I talk to me about why you're not feeling good enough. Let me try to help you a little more. Ms. Shannon says, hold on a minute. I cleaned our bedroom from center to circumference and working on living room now. The curse has been broken. Oh, I love this. No unwanted people showed up during this process. Proud of you. That's amazing. And I know it feels so good, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. I kind of went on a little spree this morning myself around the house. That was great. Awesome. And Andrea says she feels vulnerable. I absolutely understand. But don't put, try to be, I don't know where you live, but try to put yourself in a situation where you're not, vulnerable physically. And then again, raise your standards, have high standards. Don't accept less than you deserve. Don't accept less than you should when it comes to these people, men in general, or dating, or even friends. It's not about just getting into a relationship. I mean, a romantic relationship. Right now, Andrea, you should be building connections for yourself, female friends or, other friends who are not romantic. Build up some platonic friendships and don't put yourself in a position to be physically vulnerable if you can avoid it, and stay focused on loving yourself again, because maybe you never have fully loved yourself. I never had fully loved myself until I was much older. Until I probably 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago was when I finally, I would say about 5 years ago is when I finally got the clue that I needed to start figuring it out, and what that really meant. And then over time, probably 2-3 years later, I had it kind of figured out. It takes time, but hopefully with, being here with this group, having support, this is going to help you do it faster. And I've done a whole bunch of videos in that vein, so make sure you check those out as well, because they are, I think, helpful. They helped. The tips in those videos are my own and helped me get through those hard times. Yes. Maura DeLuca says, what do you think about when you have multiple narc-like people you have to deal with and it's like whack-a-mole? Like one gets nice when the other gets mean, or maybe you don't mind one as much at times. That is a good question. I think, and this is something that will be coming up in the interviews I did with Dana over this next week or so. We talked about this actually. Here's the thing. When we start to recognize, okay, this person's a narcissist, and it's somebody like our spouse or our parent, we tend to suddenly look around and go, oh my gosh, they're everywhere. And apparently that's very common. I hear it from clients. Dana's heard it from clients. It's something, we can't unsee it. Now we know the red flags. Now we understand who the people are. So one thing that you can do is, and something that I have done is that certainly I have very high standards for who's in my everyday life, right? And I don't mean like, oh, I'm so snobby. I just mean I don't put up with toxic crap. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to people who are not in my intimate life, people who are not in my home on a regular basis, things like that. Basically, I put it in my head that these people have limitations, and I don't ever expect anything from them as far as, support or anything like that, unless they happen to be a supportive, unless they happen to be like one of those altruistic types of narcissists or whatever. But you just don't count on these people, and you don't, you don't give them like Andrea said, you don't open up to them. You don't become vulnerable to them. You kind of keep them at a surface level if you have to deal with them because like you're at work or they're your neighbor or whatever, something you can't necessarily pull away from. So I think, you know, it's just like a dog, right? And we've talked about this before. It's like training a dog. So that sounds terrible. But if you're training a dog and you want the dog to stop peeing on the carpet. When the dog pees on the carpet, you smack it on the nose. When it goes outside and pees, you give it a dog biscuit, let's say. Well, with narcissists, it's like this. Peeing on the carpet, let's equate that to being mean. So when they're mean, you proverbially, you smack them on the nose, but really you don't do that. Really what you do is you don't give them your attention. You literally, you gray rock, you kind of turn away from what you don't want, right? And then when we're talking about them doing the right thing, going outside to pee or being nice, well, then you give them the dog biscuit or the attention that they're seeking in the first place. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is difficult. It's difficult. It's really, really hard to stick with for a long period of time, but for short term, it's a good way to go. I don't know if I hope that's a little bit helpful, Maura. I hope I understood your question. If I didn't, please hit it again and elaborate for me. Wills says, I'm grateful for finally accepting that I'm worth way more than I'm treated. Yes, way more than the way I'm treated. That I deserve better, that I have and the strength and courage I've got to make plans to get out. Couldn't have done it without you. Wills, that is amazing. And I'm really proud of you for seeing that and accepting it. And that's what we all need to do. When we feel not good enough, we need to take a really good hard look at ourselves and go, I'm kind of okay. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm pretty awesome. It took me a long time. And I think part of the reason it took me so long was because, growing up, I was, they never said, oh, you're not good enough, right? It was not like that. It was like, it was implied in everything. Oh, you're so lazy. Oh, you're so this. Oh, you're so that, or even more subtly than that. And so it can be, and sometimes way less subtly than that, shall I say. But it was very clear to me that I would never be a real person in the eyes of my narcissist. And that was, that actually made me feel like I wasn't a real person for a very long time. Like my thoughts, my feelings, my ideas, my beliefs, none of these things were real. Like they were less real than everybody else's. And so what I started to do instead is I started to focus on, not believing that stuff and recognizing that, in fact, I did have real thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and ideas. And if you're doubting yourself right now and you're thinking to yourself, well, yeah, you do, you're on YouTube and you're this and that and the other thing. No, I'm just regular people like y'all, really. We have all been told, and many of us for our entire lives, that we're not good enough. And sometimes people still try to tell me I'm not good enough. And I go, okay, well, that's your opinion. Bye. I don't even say bye, really. I just don't. I turn away from people that are clouding and cluttering my energy in a negative way. Does that make sense? And that's what we have to do. Wills, I'm really proud of you. Angel on Fire says, I'm just trying to stay away from the narc. He's the worst addiction. So hard to stay away from. I need support. Be here Monday through Friday. We're here every morning. Short sessions Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Longer sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Join SPAN. You can go to queenbeing.com/SPAN and all of that good stuff. Shannon, yes, you may send a private message to Maddie if she's good for that. I don't know how to do it through here. Are you guys connected on Facebook? I know Maddie is on Facebook, right? I think you might be able to do it through YouTube. I'm not sure. Maddie, do you have any clue on that? And I agree with you. Maura DeLuca says, thanks, Maddie and Shannon. Thank you. Oh, well, Maura, what am I thinking? You're about to get... Yeah, bam, that just happened. Okay. Maura's been added as well because she's one of my masterminds. Okay, Ms. Lily says, I'm grateful for my son. As suggested in this group, we set aside 2 days each month, and tomorrow is one of them. We're going to a cafe to read a book. Oh, I love it. And I don't know how many kids would be cool with that. You know what? I'll tell you something. I had a wonderful experience with my son over the last last night and this morning. He was stressing about something at school and feeling like he wasn't, able to do it. And I sat down with him and I said, dude, you're Noah freaking Atkinson. You got this, and more than that. But we talked about how he could attract better circumstances and et cetera, et cetera. And it turned out really, really, I think really positively. And he was feeling really strong when he left this morning. And I love those connections with our kids. And Miss Lily, I think it is amazing that you guys are going to do that. And I think it's really cool that you're going to read a book together. I agree. Not a lot of kids, some kids today wouldn't be cool with that. But, I think more often than we even recognize, even a lot of kids, even my son's a teenager now. He's 14, my middle son. And even teenagers can be really cool if you give them positive attention and you let them know how important they are to you. Miss Lily, that's great. I'm so happy to hear it. Maura DeLuca says, I was just showing my daughter my scar from where she came out. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. No, you're right. There's nothing wrong with that scar. All three of my babies came out of that scar. The last one, they sewed them all together or something. I don't know. It was really weird. But yeah. No, you're right. There's nothing wrong with that scar. And it's a badge of honor, so to speak. And quite honestly, Maura, there are so many people today who would really be happy to have that scar. You know what I mean? So many people that struggle with infertility and other things, and so I'm not mad at all about that scar. It's a good thing in the long run. Ms. Lily says, good, Shannon, for finding the energy to clean. Yes, it is a good thing, especially because you were just sick a minute ago. I guess you're feeling a little better now. Montana Sammy Joe says, I have the mommy tummy too. Had toxemia when I was pregnant with my almost 24 son. I've averaged 220 since. I understand, Montana Sammy Joe, and don't beat yourself up about it. I mean, actually, I think they said I had preeclampsia, which I think is the same thing, or I was close to having it or something with mine. It was rough. I didn't, some people when they get pregnant, they're cute and everything. They got these cute little bellies. Not I. I did not. I looked, I'm 5 feet tall, y'all. And I was not an attractive pregnant woman. My husband thought I was, which was great. But no, I was not. I was not. Biz Nora says, focusing on what you want, not what you don't want, so important. Absolutely the truth. Yes. Yeah, Beverly Boosie is here. Or is it Bussy? I'm going to say Boosie for now. Tell me if I'm wrong. Says self-love rocks at 40-ish. Yeah, it does. I'm 42, girl. What's up? Don't tell anybody. Secret. Leah Novoscope. By the way, welcome, Beverly. I don't know if I've seen you around before. Welcome to the channel and to our morning chat and our little Spanily. Where was I? I lost my stuff. Lost my spot. Okay, here we go. I got it. Okay, Beverly. Leah Nova Scotia says, last day at the job that let me go. Started my new job yesterday. It was great. I'm going to pamper myself with a manicure. I'm very triggered by external obstacles, and I've got to manage stress now. Girl, that's perfect. I know the trigger. Believe me, I get the trigger. I'm triggered by a messy kitchen. I know that's stupid, but I am. And I'm just saying that's an obstacle that I'm personally triggered by. But my point is, I think it's really important for you to pamper yourself. In fact, I think when you're going through narcissistic abuse and the recovery of it, especially, that's when you got to go, okay, I have to take care of myself, because we forget to do that, don't we? We forget to take care of ourselves, and we forget to, paint our nails sometimes or go get a manicure. I used to go get a manicure, but now I can't stand to sit still that long. So I just do it myself. But I think it's really good. And I think it's even more important when you're going through recovery because of the fact that you probably didn't do it well enough while you were being abused, because you weren't probably allowed to do all the things you wanted or needed to do to take care of yourself. And, in our day and age, so often, whether we're parents or not, we're taught, if you don't have a bunch of money, you shouldn't go spend some money on a manicure. Or if you don't, you have kids, you shouldn't go out on a date, or you shouldn't, if you're whatever, whether you're married or not, or if, I don't know. I'm just saying, don't let any societal standards or anything get in your way. Take care of yourself, because if you do that, you're going to feel 100% better and more stress resistant. You've got to love yourself enough to know what you're worth, to know what you deserve, to have all of those things, to set your standards for your life and make your little paradise, make your own perfect life. And then when and if you're ready for the right person to come along and join you in your beautiful life, then that person can join you. And if you decide that, I'm actually happier being single, then whatever, be single. You know what I'm saying? Just take care of yourself first, learn to love yourself super hard. And then once you've done that, you're going to be on the right track. All right, good for you. Let me keep going. F. Zero says he has cheated and has not been intimate with me for a year. I thought it was his metformin or high blood pressure meds. It was just me. It was not just you. You need to know that. Um, I think metformin is a diabetes med. I mean, look, narcissists have this thing. Why do they cheat on you? Because they need new supply. Why do they stop being intimate with you? Well, maybe originally it was due to the diabetes or whatever, or the high blood pressure meds. But it certainly isn't about you. It's not anything to do with you. They grow comfortable with someone, and suddenly that person isn't good enough for them anymore. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing to do with you, and you need to. Are you staying with this person, F-Zero, or are you moving on from this person? Talk to me. Let me know. And how long have you guys been together? Beverly says love right back at you, girl. Thank you, Ms. Madeline. Montana Sammy Joe says, I've been watching your body language video and comparing the people I meet to the info in the videos. Has it been helpful for you, Montana Sammy Joe? Shannon O'Brien says, the last time I cleaned thoroughly, the big Hoover. Maybe I should get a Sears vacuum. Yeah, I like that. You know, this is kind of hilarious. I actually got, and I don't know where it came through, Facebook or my email or something, but, basically noticed that I had looked at stuff about hoovering or something, or I had written stuff about hoovering, and and it was showing me vacuum cleaners. I thought that was hilarious, and they were Hoover and vacuum cleaners. I thought that was really funny. Anyway, hello, Jillian. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome back. How are you feeling? She says hello, Angie and Spanily. I hope you don't mind. I just modded you too because you've been with me since like day 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Beverly says whack-a-mole. That's the bomb. I know, right? Boom, boom, Ms. Lily says yes. Yeah, noble, big boundaries. Yes, indeed, my friend. Jillian says Angie was pretty. Thank you. Appreciate you, girl. Madeline says the same thing I said to F-Zero. It's not you, it's the narcissist. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I am having kind of a good hair day, right? Thanks, Jillian. It's My Life says gratefully moving on. Welcome back. It's My Life. How are you feeling? What's going on? Talk to me. Ms. Lily says, my mom used to threaten to kick me out all the time. I stopped reacting to it, so she stopped threatening it. Yeah, because, what's going to change is she's either going to do it or not. And so you can either react or not. If she does it, then you have to deal. If she doesn't do it, then you won, right? Proud of you for that one, girl. Let's see. Crystal Rolfe says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss Crystal. Morris says, good point. Thank you. Okay, I hope that was, yeah, good. Okay. Madeline and Ms. Lily say, welcome, Crystal. And Jillian says, yeah, the narc I knew drooled at the thought of making me cry. And, they love it. It's supply for them. They're like, I won. I got emotion out of you. They literally, it's kind of strange. It takes me right back to that vampire fairy thing. You know what I mean? Like they need to, eat your emotions almost. It's really messed up. Yeah. All right. Moore says it's difficult. It's a juggle. Certainly. Yeah. Yeah. Andrea says, I've already lost over 20 pounds. I'm thankful for that. Congratulations. You can do that, girl. You can do it. Stay strong. You're on the right path. See, you're doing the right thing. You're moving in the right direction. Just give yourself a little space. As you feel more confident, people will notice. And that's part of the reason I think that guys will hit on you. But knowing that you don't have to dull your shine just because of that. You keep shining. And that means you have more choices in the world. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Montana Sammy Joe says, I think my ex-in preferred negative attention to positive attention. She said the behavioral tactics I used with my autistic son availed no positive results with my ex. Yeah, and that, sometimes those things work with them, sometimes they don't. A lot of times they love negative attention, but if they don't get it, they'll take whatever they can get. And sometimes it'll cause them to move on if you refuse to give them the negative energy that they're looking for, in which case maybe it's better, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Tiffany P-Tech is back. Hello, Tiffany. How are you? Welcome back. She says, hello, friends. Sending love to you all because we all need love. And in case you forgot, you're a badass. Yes, ma'am. Hi, Tiffany. You're a badass too. How you doing? Juliet Kalishnikov is here. Did I say that right, Juliet? She said, thank you so much for your advice. Finally moving on from the abuse I had in school and into adulthood. Proud of you. Happy for you. Congratulations. Stick with us. Nikki Lee is here. Hello, Miss Nikki. How are you? And welcome. Stop the chaos. Oh, hello, honey. How you doing? She says, okay, most amazing day yesterday when I saw him at the tax lady. It was like a ray of sunshine sitting next to a black cloud. He looked awful, which shocked me since he acts like he's on cloud nine. And I suppose you were the beautiful ray of sunshine. I'm proud of you for that. Crystal Rolfe says, yes, I was so lazy. He did everything. I was never enough. Now I've been. I can dig it. I can dig it. That's exactly the truth. And that's the thing. No one's going to be enough. They might for a minute think, oh, I found the perfect new person supply. I found this. Oh, look, here it is. I'm going to show you right now. This remote right here, this is a perfect person. But one day this remote is going to just totally be obsolete and be useless. And then I won't like it anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's the same deal. When they start to recognize that a person is only human and that they have flaws and that things aren't perfect about them, boom, they're back. They're back into their negative crap. You know what I'm saying? Something about Rose is, wow, I didn't even know. She says, I don't talk about this a lot, but I'm grateful to be alive and in remission from systemic lupus since 2014. That's amazing, Rose. And it makes me even more impressed with you and all that you do. So, wow, thank you for sharing that with us. Madeline says, welcome, Nikki. Ms. Lily says, thanks, Tiffany. I almost forgot I'm a rock star. Yes. She says, LOL, you're badass too. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah, Shannon, Madeline is Maddie Gutierrez in Facebook. Nikki Lee says, thank you to Madeline. Maura DeLuca says, that's wonderful, Rose. And oh, wow. Stop the Chaos says, the fear continues to subside. He can't get me anymore. Staring at the wolf in the eyes is not as scary as I thought it would be. He started backing down and cowering like the worm he is. Okay, that's not a bad thing. That's amazing. I am really proud of you. You know what? And that's here. I've got something for you next time. Next time you're seeing him, and I want you all to hear this part. When you are having those days where you're feeling like beat down or you're not strong and you need a little bit of in your life, here's what you need to do. This quote comes from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, but that's irrelevant. Listen carefully. I am fearless and therefore powerful. Think about that. When all the chips are down and there's nothing left to lose, what do you got to be scared of? I'm fearless and I'm powerful because of it. Think about it. I am fearless and therefore powerful. Put that in your head. Put that in your world. Make it part of your life. Be fearless. It makes you powerful. It does. Fear is what stops all of us from doing anything, really, in the long run. Be fearless and be powerful. This is a huge deal. It changed my world. It could change yours too. Okay. Congratulations to you, Stop the Chaos. I'm proud of you. All right. Yvette J is here. Hello, Yvette. Welcome. She says, hi, Angie. Thank you for this. I've been out for a while and I'm doing well, but ever so often I get flashbacks. How do I get rid of those? I meditate. I've become mindful. I'm completely no contact. Okay, that's all really good stuff. This is what I suggest. If you're having the flashbacks and they're not in any way productive, like you don't need to work on some healing stuff or whatever, that's like when that's kind of becoming triggered by stuff. So figure out what it is that triggers you. And, if you get a flashback because you smell a certain smell or you eat a certain food or you drive past a certain building, well, there are things you can do to work through that. But mostly at that point in time, it's real important for you to stop and go, hold on. I'm okay. Everything's okay. I'm not being, this is a trigger. Like logically talk yourself through it. And even though you're going to be like, for a minute, if you begin to understand the logic of it, okay, well, this is why I feel this way. Like if you drive past a certain store and you suddenly, or a restaurant, let's say, and you're suddenly stressing out. Oh, well, that's where the narcissist asked me to marry them. Or, if you smell a certain cologne or perfume and it stresses you out. Oh, well, maybe that was what the narcissist used to wear or someone that was close, whatever it is. Knowing and mindfulness definitely is going to be really important. Getting rid of them, I think for me, is a combination of the mindfulness and being aware of what they are and letting them kind of go through. And then also the pattern interrupt. So if you feel triggered by something and you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't even go on right now, stand up and move into a different room of the house or office or wherever you are. Or do the four corners thing where you look, this could be a TV screen, this could be a phone or a door or a window, anything with four corners. Follow it clockwise for 2 minutes with your eyes only, not your head, just your eyes. And what you'll see is that it's enough. It's like an NLP thing or thing, an EMDR thing. But what'll happen is that as you're doing that, it kind of shifts your focus. Another thing that works is brushing your teeth. Stand up and move into a different room, drink a big glass of water, go walk around the block if you need to, stand up and do 20 jumping jacks. It doesn't matter. Anything that interrupts that thought pattern will start to help you change your life. I suggest doing something that you enjoy or something that's easy to do for a pattern interrupts. So something you don't have to like stop your whole world to do unless you need to stop your whole world for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Let me know your thoughts on that. And I can do more videos on that as well. Madeline says, welcome to you, Vet. Oops. Darn it. Hold on. Let me scroll back up. Da, 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 da. Where was I? Boom, boom. Okay, here we go. I found it. Where was I? Okay. Angel on Fire says, what helps to stay away from the narc? I get urges to call him when I need help with something around the house. Then he comes over and leaves because he's been discarding me for a year. Yeah, so in this case, I would be actively searching for a different person you can call, even if it means you have to hire someone to do it, or trade services with someone. So like if you have a neighbor and you need, like say you have a neighbor who's tall, willing to change the light bulb once in a while for you or whatever, well then maybe you would be willing to trade a service with him or her. So maybe they don't, know how to, I don't even know, do laundry or something. You could teach them how to do laundry, whatever. I'm just making something up off the top of my head. But I don't know what your financial situation is, but very often you can find a handyman who will work real cheap. Or, if you have like a family next door that has a kid and a husband and a wife or whatever, maybe you could offer to babysit once in a while if they would in turn, do stuff, help you with stuff around the house. The point is that this is actually really an interesting question, because if you are in a situation where okay, when X happens, I call the narcissist, or when X happens, I indulge in my particular drug of choice, right? Then if you know that when that happens, you do something ahead of time, plan ahead. So like, for example, this friend I went to school with, she would drink every single Friday night. Every Friday night she was going out, she was partying, she was drinking. Well, she wanted to stop drinking. And so she would be like, I'm not all week long. She'd be great. No problems. I'm not drinking Friday. I'm not drinking Friday. But then Friday would come and she'd be like, what else am I supposed to do? So she would go drink. Well, she eventually realized that if she was going to stop drinking, she needed to have alternative plans on Friday night, because she was not going to be fine, in her particular case, with sitting around watching television. So she needed to come up with a different way to entertain herself on Friday nights. So she joined this group, she got involved, she started doing healthier, better things, and guess what? She stopped drinking. So if your narcissist is currently your drug of choice, and when you need something done around the house and you can't do it yourself, you call, well, then what you do is you find someone else or some other way ahead of time that you can reach out and get help with that way. You see what I'm saying? Another thing that sometimes is helpful is learning to do this stuff yourself. When I was a single mom, I left my ex-husband. He was never very handy anyway. But I learned how to do a lot of stuff as a single mom, and I currently today know how to do more stuff than my husband in certain things around the house, just because I needed to know that stuff. And then, when we got married, well, his father died when he was 12 years old, so he didn't get to learn a lot of that stuff. So in some ways, now he's better today, but at the beginning he was kind of clueless about a lot of stuff. Now he's more comfortable with learning new things and doing new things, but it took him a while to be comfortable. And so, I tend to be the one to, like, for example, I have several sets of shelves in my office and I put most of them together. Well, okay, I put most of them together by myself, but Melina did help me with a couple of them because she was helping me rearrange. But, I tend to be the one. I put together my new desk I'm sitting at here and put together the chair that's sitting under me. And, little things like that. My point is, we are capable of doing whatever we choose to do. So make a choice, Angel on Fire. Decide, am I going to start to change the way that I am, you know, change the way you're handling that stuff, whether it means finding another person or another service to help you or learning to do it yourself. Like, YouTube has everything. If you don't know how to do something, I have even fixed like my own water heater on a couple of occasions in the past because of YouTube. So it doesn't even matter. My point is, change your mind, change your perception, change the way you're handling that stuff, and decide in advance. Plan ahead on how you're going to do it. I hope that's helpful. Let me know your thoughts. Filmmaker Media is here. Hi, Angie. They say hello. How you doing? Welcome. And Crystal Rolfe is here saying, once you realize they were always like this and they're never going to change, and they have the uncanny ability to be warm and lie to your face with ease, it wasn't about you. Yeah, that's important to recognize. And it took me a long time. In fact, I think one of the most helpful things for me, and it didn't really even happen until late. I mean, I just had to get over it at first. But I ended up sort of accidentally getting in touch with two of the wives that followed me from my ex-narcissist. And something that was really, really validating to me was hearing their stories and hearing that basically he had treated them exactly the same way. And so it couldn't have been just me. It was definitely him. And that's the thing that's interesting with narcissists. A lot of times their relationship patterns are identical. And if you can talk to an ex, you will hear the same story that you lived. Sometimes they even like take you to the same places as their exes, and they take you to they do the same kinds of little rituals with you. And it's never, ever really your fault when it comes to a narcissist. I mean, certainly nobody's perfect, right? You certainly weren't perfect. I was certainly not perfect. But, sometimes our ways of coping make us feel not good enough or whatever. And the narcissist, of course, plays on that and carries it through. But recognizing that you are good enough, that it was never about you, really, really important. Thank you for that, Crystal. I appreciate you. Let's see. Stop the Chaos says, my daughter is having a little anxiety over going over there for 2 days. She wants her own bed. His place is boring. I told her she needs to voice her concerns with daddy and her feelings are important. Advice. I think that's important. And if it's boring, that's okay. Boring sucks, but it's okay. But if she's scared, if she's really afraid to go, or if he's ignoring her while she's there, these are important things that you need to know. And you are parallel parenting him at this point. So I know you were going to meet the new person at some point, or you talked about possibly meeting the new person. Maybe that's something that when you meet her, you can kind of say, she really likes it when XYZ or whatever. And is there an option for her to just go there and then come home and sleep and then go back there for the second day? Is that an option? I don't know your thoughts. Tell me what you think about that. Let me know. All right, let's see here. Filmmaker Media says, first time here. Dwayne told me about your daily chat. Well, awesome. Welcome. Happy to have you. And Dwayne, Dad Surviving Divorce, for those of you who don't know, is very cool. I like him a lot. He's very cool. Yvette says, thank you, Madeline. First time. Right on, girl. Welcome. Welcome. Montana Sammy Joe says, close to 2 years. I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's hypothyroid. They have adorable plus size clothes. They sure do. And I'll tell you something. These narcissists, you guys don't even, I mean, you might know, but I've done videos on this before. There are so many conditions that we sort of all have, a lot of us have, in common. And I've seen a lot of people talking about Hashimoto's, a lot of people talking about hypothyroid, a lot of people talking about fibromyalgia, a lot of people talking about, of course, obesity, overweight, high blood pressure, that kind of stuff, underweight on some occasions. Even, ADD or ADHD can be sourced back here. I've actually done a video about that too, because I've been diagnosed with ADHD. And it all goes back to, they mess with our chemistry, our brain chemistry, our body chemistry. It's all connected. I think people don't realize how much it's all connected, but the beginning of fixing it all is to get the poison out of your life, and then to start to love yourself enough to do something about it. Really, really. Yeah. Lorian Hibbs says, good morning, all. Hey, we haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Lorian? Welcome back. Good morning, all. I'm thankful for snow and being awakened. Oh, it is a beautiful thing, my friend, is it not? Yes, indeed. Welcome back again, Lorian. Tommy D in the house. Hey, Tommy D. He says, hi, Angie. I'm at my sister's playing with the horses, the pig, and the dog. Nice. Having a blast with my loved ones. We'll post pictures on Facebook later. Can't wait to see it. He says, hi, Spanily, and God bless. Hope all is well and good. Absolutely, Tommy D. Thank you for popping in with us. Hope you're doing well. Crystal Rolf says, Angie 42, you look amazing. Why, thank you. It's I'd like to say that it's living well. I didn't say living good. I said living well. Okay, moving right along. I'm not perfect, and I do, I certainly, I enjoy life pretty much, but yeah, it's attitude, I think, more than anything, and good skincare products. All right. Anyway, Shanisha Henry says, I'm thankful that I do not have to settle for anything that is against the true self. Yes, Shanisha, I'm proud of you for that. She says, I'm going to celebrate every day knowing how to declutter my life so I keep the peace, girl. That is beautiful. You deserve that. And I'm proud of you. I want you to hear that, Shanisha. I am proud of you. You are kind of rocking this thing right now. So keep going, girl. You're on the right path. Maura DeLuca says, I feel honored to help moderate. Thank you so much. So usually I'm on here. I have my daughter here at home or in driving to work, so I won't be able to fill. Now that's okay. I don't need you to fill Malta's shoes. That's going to be a tough fill, right? But that's why we're having, a group of us do this, because I can't do it because I have to read the chat from the top down. At least I like to do that so that I try to talk to as many people as possible. I try not to miss stuff. I know I miss the end usually, but I try to come back and read it later. But I do think that's important. And so thank you. I appreciate that you'll help when you can. And that's all I ask. I'm not asking you to be here like Malta was, or to even go, I just need people to at least help me keep the trolls out. And we don't get that many, but every now and then, you know what I mean? So Madeline says, Angel and Fire, change the locks. I think that's a good idea. Maura says, Tommy D, that's awesome. Yes. Yeah, exactly, Madeline. It would take 6 of us to film Walter's shows. He was so amazing. I miss him so much, but I love you guys, and I'm so happy that you are here with us. I sent Malta a little something yesterday, and I'm going to assume he's not watching right now, since he's, you know, probably actually sleeping in today or something. So I'm going to tell you what I did. I got him this little spoon that says "Let's have coffee forever" or something, and then I got him a little necklace thing that is really nice. It has a nice little message that I think he'll like, but it's very manly. So anyway, yeah, Malta was awesome, but I totally get it. Yeah. And Madeline, you're right. It will take a certain amount of, yeah, yeah. That's why I'm saying we're not expecting Malta. We'll be very happy to have. I am happy to have all of you guys supporting me. Thank you, and us, the Spanily. Nikki Lee says, I'm having a tough time today. I was doing better, but last night my son's best friend's father hit on me. Oh boy. He's married and knows I just left my ex snark 3 months ago. I'm losing faith. I get it. It's happened to me, even though I'm married. Sometimes it's my husband's friends. uh, it's very upsetting. And what you do is you make sure, if at all possible, you're never alone with them, and that you make sure your kid's next to you, or the wife's next to you, or whatever. If it becomes a problem, then tell the wife. I don't even know if you want to go that far. If it becomes a problem, I guess I need to know how much he hit on you. Did he say, let's get together and have sex? Or did he say, you're kind of hot? Or was it just kind of like friendly flirting? How hit on you was it? How deep was the hit? That would help. I understand exactly, and I've lost faith in a lot of humanity, to be honest with you, after a lot of things happening in my life. And I know it's difficult, but I want you to just try to stay strong and stay focused on your recovery, and know that you need to keep those standards up high. See it as, well, that's flattering, thank you, but I'm not interested. And, make it very clear. Don't leave any gray area here. Make it really clear that you're only around him because your son is his son's best friend. And if you need to completely avoid him, do that, and just say, you know what, I'm not comfortable. But I think it's really important to make it very clear that you're not that girl. They need to learn that. They need to, I'm not desperate. I have high standards, and married men, they don't fit in those standards. You know, I mean, why would I'm with you. I understand why you feel the way you feel. I'm just saying, I understand. Don't lose faith. Just know that the world is a disgusting, ugly place sometimes, but there are people out there who are in your same heart space, in your same tribe, kind of. And those are the people that you want to work on attracting into your life. What they say, if it's something that you don't want in your life, turn away from it. It's not something that, obviously you're not trying to get hit on by married men, but look at the positive here. The positive is you must be very attractive and sweet and kind and desirable. And so whatever the narcissist told you wasn't true. This person's a jerk and they shouldn't have done what they did. But just see it as validation of your desirability and your, as I was telling someone earlier, your ability to be discerning, to choose who you want and to reject who you don't want. You don't have to just, the narcissist teaches us often that we are not good enough, that we are not worthy, that no one would want us anyway. And there's proof right there that none of that is true for you. I mean, none of that is true for any of us, really. But if you can look at it that way and then just, no thanks, maybe start there. I have faith in humanity regularly. I do. But because of you guys, I feel better. I feel like, okay, there are 30,000, 32,000 subscribers on my channel right now. And that gives me faith in humanity, because that means there are 32,000 people who feel me and who are on probably a similar wavelength. And that's what I'm talking about. So stay strong, Nikki. Try to connect with people who are more in your heart space, who are more connectable with you, and turn away from people who aren't. I know it's hard when it's your son's best friend, his father, but in order to maintain your autonomy and your lack of vulnerability, just keep yourself physically far away and don't allow yourself to be alone with him if you can avoid it. I don't know about telling the wife, but I think if it becomes a big issue for you, that you should just do what you need to do, and definitely don't let him know in no uncertain terms. Say something like, I'm really flattered, but you're married and I'm never going to go there with you. And just be straight up honest as kindly as you can and say, just tell the truth. Tell the truth. Yeah. Morris says you do a great job on your nails. Love that color. I do mine too. Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm not very skilled really. I just, my nails grow. So I don't put the fake ones on or anything. I just paint them. Actually, as you can see, I have a chip right here right now. Thank you. I like that color too. It's easy and it kind of goes well with the skin or whatever. Stop the Chaos says comparing the situation to a cult was brilliant. It makes so much sense, right? It does. It hadn't even occurred to me to see it that way. But when Dana said it's like being a cult, I thought you're right, because like I said, I did that paper, in high school. I did a lot of research on cults and how they worked and what they were all about. And so it was really, really helpful for me to see, to hear her say, expanded on the point. So interesting. And actually, the video I'm publishing tonight is all about therapy and how and why some therapists are not educated about this and psychiatrists, psychologists aren't. And, Dana had been is a psychiatric nurse. So it was really interesting to get her insight on that idea. So you guys are going to enjoy that one, I think. And of course, I'm sharing tips as well about how to find the right therapist if that's of interest. Yeah. Filmmaker says, hi, Nikki Lee. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, Crystal's with you. Madeline says, hi, Tommy. I'm so happy you're with your family. I love horses. They're therapeutic. Yes, indeed. Leah Nova Scotia says, thank you. My pleasure, girl. How you doing? I hope it was helpful. Filmmaker Media says, I'm a man and I will not hit on you. Thank you. I will not hit on you until my divorce is final with my narc. Yeah, totally. And I was like that too. When I mean, I'm not a man, obviously, but when I was getting my divorce, divorce sometimes takes a while. It took me 9 months to get the whole divorce. I decided I was waiting until that was done. And people were like, well, why do you want to be faithful to him? You're not even with him anymore. Well, because it's not about him. I was being faithful to myself. I was giving myself time I needed to heal. And I didn't even fully I definitely did not know he was a narcissist or even what a narcissist was at that time. And but I just knew that I was broken, and I knew that I couldn't, get into a relationship again. And I didn't want to find myself in the same boat again. So I was like, I'm waiting. So it took 9 months, and then I waited another three because I thought I might as well round it out to a year, you know what I'm saying? And then I took my time, I had fun with it. I had a good time, and met my husband eventually. So I totally am with you on that. Absolutely. Biz Norris says, I'm trying to figure out the difference between being love addicted and just wanting a partner. Okay. Well, part of the difference is that being love addicted means you don't feel okay by yourself. It means that everybody is, not everybody. I mean, sometimes when people have been injured psychologically by narcissists, they're like, I want to be single forever, and that's okay. It is. But human nature in most cases makes makes me want it makes us want a partner. It does. And so that's normal. But feeling like I can't breathe unless I have a partner, I can't function, I'm just gonna, that's, love addiction. And sometimes it's addiction to a certain person. I can go into some more detail in a video, Biznor. That's a great topic, and I'd like to round it out, flesh it out for you a little bit. Excuse me. Tiffany, what you just said about the force holding things hostage until you give in, it's disgusting. I cannot go into detail about that, but that is called RAPE, sister. It is. Uh, how long are you? Do you have a do you have an exit plan, Tiffany? Um, that's not okay. That's really seriously not okay. And I know that the way that it's happening, you're probably just like, well, it's just mostly annoying and I don't like it. But that is a form of sexual abuse. I'm not saying these words because YouTube dings me when I do, but it is a form of abuse. It's serious abuse. I need you to think about this stuff, honey. Think about it. Uh, I know you're probably feeling stuck, but do you have an exit plan? What's going on? Nikki Lee says, hi, filmmaker. I see you around a lot. I hope you're going well. Crystal Rolfe says, married men check me out while walking with their wives. Yeah, I gotcha, girl. So disrespectful and absolutely gross. Yeah, here's the thing that sucks. So their nature, sometimes, you know, uh, people have done all kinds of social studies and what it all, psychological studies and all this stuff. And what some people will tell you is that, well, as far as their intrinsic urges, it's normal, and everybody looks at other women, and every man does this and that and the other thing. But here's the thing, it's a choice. I mean, yes, people are going to notice beautiful things in the world, but when they get there where they're being just like, oh, let me stare at you while I'm walking with my wife, or let me even hit on you while I'm married to someone else, or worse, that's their choice. They're making a choice, an intentional choice. It's not intentional maybe to glance and see an attractive woman, but to stare, it's intentional. To, or at least it's a lack of respect for the wife, but if she's fine with it, that's another story altogether. You know what I mean? Some women are fine with it. I don't really care if my husband notices other attractive women in the world, as long as he doesn't touch them or engage with them too seriously in any way. Not to say he can't be friendly or whatever, but there's a certain amount of respect that I think is required. Excuse me. Woo woo. Okay, little tickle. Yeah, I'm totally with you. Tommy D says playing with animals is one of his favorite things in life. He enjoys them so much. God is so uniquely magnificent in all of his creations. Nature, sun, sky, I appreciate it all. Praise God. That's great, Tommy D. And animals actually can be very therapeutic for all of us in so many ways. And a lot of times, people don't recognize how seriously they can connect with us. I find myself always amazed at the fact that these these cats I have, they like let me be their person. They like let us they let us let them live in our house because cats are sassy, but it's amazing that they just coexist with us in our home and that they're part of our little family. Um, and I think that in the right circumstance, the right pet, can change your life in so many positive ways. Honestly, it's a good thing. Yeah. Um, Roller Girl is back. Good morning, Roller Girl. Welcome back. Good morning. Good morning. Shannon O'Brien says narcissists really prefer sex with themselves, and she's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Most of them. Yeah. I actually, that was part of the reason, and in fact, it ended up being almost the entire reason that I left my ex, but there was more to it than that. Kingdom Princess says to Rose Hargrove, so happy you're in remission. Blessings to you. Hey, Kingdom Princess, how you doing, honey? Cheers, Nikki Lee says, Filmmaker Media. Shannon O'Brien says, as answer to the person whose person is cheating. Oh, I got you, girl. Um, Alicia Teague is here. Hey, Alicia, how you doing? JT says, yippee! Jillian, how you doing, Jillian? All right, okay. Montana Sammy Joe says, your video comp on SEX that goes into the Madonna Horror Complex put a lot into perspective with how he avoided SEX and why he would fall asleep during. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That Madonna Horror thing is messed up, isn't it? But it's the truth. Yeah. Oh, pornography addiction, very common in narcs. Yep. 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 Mine was that way for sure. Only at the time we didn't have internet in our house. I mean, hardly anybody did back then. And so it was magazines, stuff like that, which maybe wasn't as traumatic in some ways, but was still very difficult, especially when I saw the type of thing he appeared to be attracted to, which was literally the opposite of everything that I was, whatever. And again, that used to really torture me. It tortured me. I did everything I could do to try to be just exactly what he appeared to want, and that was not possible. And even if I had become all of those things, the truth is it still wouldn't have been enough. It never will, never. And that's recognizing that is a huge relief in so many ways, because here's the thing. The thing is, there are people out there who will love you just like you are. Yeah. My husband sees me with my hair up on top of my head and a big wad in the morning with no makeup on, looking all crazy. And he's still like, hey, girl, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to even be close to perfect. And you certainly don't have to be whatever the heck that person thinks is perfect. You have to be the best possible version of you. And until you can be okay with who you are right now in this moment, you're never going to find that, because the beginning of being the best possible version of you is loving yourself enough to even imagine what that could be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's helpful at all, but it's true. Yeah. Yeah, more. That one is just search my channel for that word. Filmmaker Media says to Crystal, it goes both ways. My narc wife has had 3 affairs that I know of. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. That's so terrible. But I'm glad to hear you're getting divorced, because I think nobody deserves that, and very upsetting. Oh, Nikki Lee says her ex was addicted to porn and webcam females. Oof. You guys, this is what we're going to do. Okay, we need to have a whole discussion about this, and we need to do it in a way that isn't going to make YouTube mad at me. So I'm going to think of how we can do this, because I think a lot of us I experienced all of those things, except the webcam females, thankfully. But I do know about that, because my neighbor used to be addicted to those things. Oh, my former neighbor, thankfully. And it's, yeah. I mean, I don't even, so many things I think about that, but I get it, is my point. And dealing with affairs, dealing with all that stuff. I mean, I could talk about that some on YouTube, but I can't go into a bunch of detail anymore, because YouTube is cracking down on everything. So if you guys, actually, I'm way over time, I just noticed, but if you guys are interested in having a private conversation about that, let me know here in the chat, and I'll scroll down as I'm stepping out and check it. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, and I will announce to you guys in the next few days where and when we're going to do that, so that you guys can come in and let me know some times that are good for you. Are these times good for you? Because maybe what we could do is we could start here and move over to a different chat, and I'll look into what YouTube might do if I do have that discussion here. If not, maybe we'll have a discussion about it on a different platform. Let me know your thoughts, comments. All right, I'm really sorry I've got to step away right now, but I've got a ton to do today. I know it's not my usual busy day, but I still have a bunch of things to do, and I have an interview later today for um, a life coach summit I've been invited to be in. So I will be a little crazy, but let me know this in the comments. Do you want to have a discussion about SEX and the narcissist in the future, the near future, where we can all just be really open and raw about it? And if you would like to do that, comment and let me know, and I will make sure that we do that. All right. That's all I've got for you right now. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life, and thank you for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. You guys are important to me, and I'm really proud of you for being here and for working on doing better for yourselves. Stay strong. I'll see you soon. Oh, 7 p.m. tonight for the next new video.